family. My name is Vicki Dillard, and I'm so pleased to be a contributor here on African Diaspora News Channel. Please make sure you share the broadcast and give us a big thumbs up. Thank you so very much. Of course, we ask that you do that because it makes it more likely that other folks will know that we're here and you are strengthening our collective Black voice. Don't ever forget that we're the counter to mainstream. We're the counter voice and the counterculture to mainstream. And so you help us to expand our impact, our collective impact. Family. Now, this is an interesting story. Now, let me just say this before I read this article. You all know that even Joe Biden was busted with the leaked audio, screaming and hollering and cussing out members, folks like the useless civil rights groups, like in some of the NAACP folks and Urban League and Reverend Al Sharpton, some of those types that were a part of a Zoom meeting with Joe Biden and Kamala Harris just a couple of months before he took the oath of office, right? So after he secured the presidency and all he was waiting for it was to take the oath of office, he was under pressure even amongst the Black bootlicks and the Black bootleg. They were so mad at him because he started to ignore them after they helped him win the nomination for presidency, right? So even they started to publicly, as faithful as those biscuits are, they were so mad because they couldn't have nearness to whiteness anymore after helping him get in office or secure the nomination. He started to ignore them. So they went public and he was forced to even have the Zoom call with him, just to give y'all some context. Well, during that meeting, Joe Biden blurted out that America was doomed, not just because of Black people, but because whites in America are about to be the minority. And of course, the recent census came out showing that those numbers are absolutely on track. Talk Black to me. So this is causing a fear, policies, and forms of oppression to silence us. This is why they do all this wild gerrymandering. They're manipulating the maps. So even though more Black folks are in certain areas, white folks still want to dominate those areas. That's the reason why they're tilting the Supreme Court here with all these conservative white folk and on and on and on and on, because even though they know that their numbers are slated to be lower and they're going to be the minority here in America, they still want to maintain power and control, you see? So that's why they're trying to control what I call the high places, and scripturally it's known as that. Well, watch this article. Headline: Asian Americans group with whites at U of Maryland. A tweet depicting a photo of demographic data at the University of Maryland seems to indicate that Asian Americans are grouped with white students and separated from other people of color, reports the Post Millennial. The tweet is being used to bolster arguments against affirmative action and to support lawsuits alleging discrimination against white and Asian students. Y'all look at the tricks here. In the photo, data of minority students are labeled, quote, students of color minus Asians. The other category is white or Asian students. According to the article published in the last month in the campus paper, and this is some time back, the Diamondback, about 12% of the undergrads identify as Black, 20% as Asian American. Blacks, however, made up 33% of the public high school student body in the state and remain underrepresented at the University of Maryland campus. It goes on to talk about over the years, different numbers and so forth. And it talks about over the same period, hate crimes against Black Americans rose as well. The most recent data show that in 2020, the FBI recorded 274 anti-Asian hate crimes and 2,755 anti-Black hate crimes. Family, but yet, this is a separate issue now. Asian Americans are the ones that got political protections in 1 year's time under the Democrats, and $50 million rerouted throughout the U.S. government just for their community. When the numbers overwhelmingly show that we are the top group. These are just numbers that are reported. But when they did this whole Stop Asian Hate stuff, they was the mainstream media tried to make Black folks the perpetrators of this against them, even though we're the number one group that has been disrespected, not just by white Americans, but also Asian Americans and other people groups. Talk Black to me. But I'm bringing this up about this little slide that slipped out about Asian Americans being groups with whites at University of Maryland because we believe, because white Americans know that their numbers, they're going to be the minority soon. The question is being asked amongst Black society, are they trying to get allies? So when their numbers decrease, they're giving Asians, this is what's being said, this is what's being asked, amongst Black society. This is what I'm hearing. This is what's buzzing in the streets. Is this the reason why so many Latinos and Hispanics are starting to work with some of these anti-Black groups, or they're becoming more Republican, or those that are in the Democratic Party, like this racist LA City Council Hispanic group of folks that were plotting against Black folks and saying all this anti-Black stuff, this audio that was leaked? Is this the reason why white Americans on both the Democrat and Republican side are really working with these other groups, because they're trying to get allies, because they know that their numbers are decreasing? Think about it. Black family, we better get on top of this thing. I can't wait to hear what you have to say about it below, but it's becoming very clear, family, to me. My name is Vicki Dillard. Be sure to go to my store at VickiPlanet.com. Check out my store there. Be sure to follow me at VickiDillard.tv. That's my new weekly live channel also. And of course, be sure to share this network's broadcast and the Vicki Show by sharing the link below and giving us a big thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe. Thank you so very much.
Hey family, make sure you join us on the new and improved AfricanDiasporaNews.org. Now, it is our uncensored and raw truth website. We have to make sure to have our own website, because on social media platforms, they do have rules, and at any time they could change a rule and shut a whole genre down. Now, that would not happen to us, because on AfricanDiasporaNews.org, we can speak the truth. We don't have to hold back. So make sure you join our website today.